Hi, HD Gameplay Hub here. Today I am going to explain a first-person shooter game called Halo Infinite. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The Halo Infinite story can be a little confusing. Here's what you do need to know to understand the Halo Infinite story. What is happening in Halo Infinite? The early on hour of the Halo Infinite mission highlights 343's choice to make as near a clean canvas as could be expected. Corona Infinite successfully opens toward the finish of a story that was never told. Some year and a half later, the end to Halo 5, Guardians. Worry don't as well, you haven't missed anything. All Halo players, regardless of their involvement in the series, are uninformed at the outset. The conflict against the Banished has effectively been pursued and lost, with humankind currently confronting termination and the leftovers of the United Nations Space Command, UNSC, dissipated across a Halo installation that is as a rule gradually brought on the web. What are the Halo rings? There are 7 Halo installations, with Infinite set on installation 07, Zeta Halo. The Halo array was worked by an antiquated antecedent race called the Forerunners. Each ring has its own interesting environment and is intended to fill a particular need: research offices that review and contain distinctive life structures across the system. What you truly need to keep in mind, however, is that every installation is really a ring-formed, planet-sized superweapon that is fit for clearing out all life in the universe. A last resort option created by the Forerunners to overcome a danger that is existential to presence. In past Halo games it was the Flood, in Infinite it is something completely different. Where has Master Chief been? As somewhat preliminary, John 117 was snatched by the UNSC as a youngster to be enrolled in the Spartan 2 program designed by Dr. Halsey, prepared and genuinely expanded into the super fighter we know today. In the launch of Halo Infinite, we see Master Chief lose a fight with Atriox, head of the Banished, and is assumed dead. The powers that endure the accident of the UNSC Infinity have hence gone through a half-year dissipated across Zeta Halo, alone and battling for endurance. When Chief is recuperated, taken off life support by a well-disposed UNSC pilot, and makes it planetside, he must revitalize what little of the UNSC remains and prevent the Banished from getting Installation 07 online. Who is the pilot? One of the main characters Master Chief meets in Corona Infinite is the pilot of Echo 216. This secretive UNSC pilot saves Master Chief later his fierce loss because of Atriox. The pilot's history is told through little subtleties dispersed all through the game. Players are given so little at first that not even his name is uncovered for quite a while. The main thing players are keenly conscious about is that the pilot is in a genuine hurry to get back to his significant other and youngster. The pilot fills in as somewhat of an anchor for a greater part of the game's runtime, frequently deterring the Chief from leaving upon what most would think about unthinkable self-destruction missions. In spite of his meek nature, the pilot is versatile, having made do through a 6-month time span without much in the method of assets on the boat. Who are the Banished? Considering that Halo 5, Guardians adequately finishes with Cortana driving a multitude of relentless AIs, named the Created, in a conflict against the universe, Halo Infinite's virus open with a battle against the Banished is somewhat irritating. Basically, the Banished are a gathering of grunts, jackals, elites, and brutes who fragmented off from the Covenant. This rebel group was first presented in Halo Wars 2 and showed up on Zeta Halo a half-year before Halo Infinite's activity. The Banished are amazing, great-resourced, and driven by vengeance, holding both dread and veneration for the Master Chief. What befell different Spartans in general? Halo 5, Guardians players might be thinking about what ended up Die Team, the final organization of Spartan 2's, Team Osiris, the new age of Spartan versus drove by Agent Locke, and the various different Spartans that exist in the Halo universe. Essentially, they are all MIA. One of Halo Infinite's collectibles are UNSC audio logs, a considerable lot of which will indicate towards what befell different Spartans that were positioned on the UNSC Infinity transport, while you'll likewise find those that were killed on Zeta Halo by Jegarodamni, an elite who works in hunting Spartans. What's new with Cortana? Cortana has an immense presence in Halo Infinite, with Master Chief spending a large part of the game working to both shut down Installation 07 and discover what befell the smart AI who tagged along in his most developmental undertakings. Back in Halo 4, Cortana began showing the impacts of rampancy, which is the name given to the disintegration of an AI later they burn through an excess of data. With an end goal to battle rampancy, AIs are deactivated following 7 years to keep them from betraying their makers. Cortana forfeited herself in Halo 4 to save Master Chief, however a piece of her program is restored during Halo 5, where she thusly amasses a multitude of created and guardian powers that are fit for subjugating civilizations and annihilating planets. A lot of Halo Infinite sees Master Chief chasing after Cortana, ignorant about her area or status. Who is the weapon? Master Chief has another companion in the interest of personal entertainment in Halo Infinite, worry don't as well assuming you don't remember them. The weapon is another smart AI explicitly intended to help contain and destroy a completely uncontrolled Cortana before she oppresses the universe, planned by Dr. Halsey, the designer of the Spartan 2 program and draftsman of the first Cortana model. The weapon was shared with Master Chief before Halo Infinite start, and his central goal was to utilize the new AI to at long last take Cortana disconnected. The after effects of that continuously spread out all through the Halo Infinite mission. The Endless actually have not been finished. The ordinary completion of Corona Infinite is comparably incredible as one could expect. Master Chief has saved the universe once more, this time with the guide of 2 stunning new buddies in the weapon and Fernando. The 3 set out to wrap up eliminating the banished from Zeta Halo and they all live cheerfully ever later, even with the danger of the Endless, and the Harbinger's secretive contact, approaching not too far off. Yet, assuming you play through the game on Legendary Trouble, you will find that this isn't true. Not at all.